The age of AI is upon us. It's transforming the world in which we live at an unprecedented rate, revolutionising industries, accelerating scientific breakthroughs, and changing the way that we live and work. But, like anything, AI has its strengths and its weaknesses. Now, I've been studying AI for some time now, researching and implementing new tools to make my professional and personal life just much more efficient. And I've found that there are many things that AI it can't help with, either yet or just that it never will. So if you understand where AI's weaknesses are, you can avoid wasting time, getting frustrated, and perhaps even making a few big mistakes as well. So last week we looked at what AI is really good at. And this week we're going to look at what AI is really bad at. Now, why does this feel a little bit naughty and fun? Common sense and understanding context. So AI is really good at analysing data, but it doesn't actually understand things the way that humans do. It lacks common sense and it struggles with context. So, for example, and I'm sure you've had this, if you ask, say, ChatGPT something simple and you don't provide it with a context or a framework in which to kind of organise the information and respond, it will give you an overly complicated and probably completely irrelevant answer. Now, I think most people who are quite new to using AI find themselves sort of scratching their heads at the output that they're getting because you do need to understand how to prompt it. So another example, if you ask it to summarise a story or a document, it will most likely cut out all the important parts because it doesn't know what actually matters. It just processes words and patterns, so you have to prompt it very clearly. And chatbots with customer service, they will sometimes give you a completely nonsensical answer because they just truly don't understand the problem. And it can be incredibly frustrating when you're trying to get help with something, can't it? I like to use the analogy of an alien for this. So AI is like an alien who's come down to Earth, plugged itself into the internet and knows every single bit of information on there. But it has no idea what good quality info is, which bits are important, what's true, what's false, or how and why we might be asking them for something in the first place. So AI is not a replacement for human judgment. If something feels off, trust your instincts over the AI's response. You really do have to be the master. Creativity and original thinking. So while AI can generate text and art and music, which is amazing, it really can't be truly original and creative in its thinking because AI-generated content relies on existing data and patterns rather than creating entirely new concepts. So if you ask ChatGPT to write a story or a joke, it might sound okay, but is it really funny or fresh? Probably not. So that's because it's predicting words. It's not coming up with new ideas. I mean, I know when I've asked it to add some humour to my scripts, let's just say I've taken it back out again. You could feed it with some examples of writing. You can ask it to write in the same style as something, and that would give you much better results. But it's mimicking rather than being original. So I work in advertising, and there is so much frustration over this because, whilst it can generate movies and music and artwork, it just lacks that originality. And it can mimic styles, but it can't think outside of the box like a human can. So you've got to know how it can be used and where its limitations are. It's great for prep work, to work up those ideas and put those ideas into written and visual means that you can communicate and take things to the next stage. But it's not going to break ground, and it's not going to replace humans in this respect yet. AI is a great assistant for creativity, but it cannot replace human originality. Emotional intelligence and empathy. AI can recognize words and even simulate emotions, but it doesn't actually feel anything, obviously. It lacks true emotional intelligence and empathy, and these are crucial in human interactions. And this limitation is particularly relevant in fields like healthcare and customer service, where emotional understanding is really important. So when you're contacting customer service for something and you're feeling really frustrated about a situation, and then you get this robotic response from AI, when what you really needed was someone to acknowledge your frustration and respond accordingly. AI can't do that. It doesn't get emotions. It just copies them. And I think for me, this is where some companies are actually falling short, personally. They're relying on AI and the efficiencies that it provides over customer needs. Another example, AI in mental health apps can offer scripted advice, but it can't provide genuine human empathy, which is crucial for real emotional support. So, AI isn't a substitute for human relationships. If you need real connection, talk to a person, not a chatbot, and don't expect to get any kind of emotional response from AI. Ethical decision making. AI can unknowingly pick up and reinforce biases from its training data, leading to unfair decisions. That's why responsible AI practices are crucial to make sure AI systems are fair, reliable, and accountable. I'll give you a couple of examples here. Hiring algorithms have been found to discriminate against certain demographics because they learn from biased historical hiring data, reinforcing existing inequalities. AI-powered loan approval systems sometimes deny loans, unfairly based on biased data, basically. So even if the applicant is financially responsible, they're not picking up that information. So stay aware of its limitations and don't let this trip you up. AI is only as fair as the data it learns from, and we must actively ensure that AI decisions are transparent and ethically sound to prevent discrimination and bias. And for now, this might mean checking it yourself. Unpredictability. AI works best when it's structured, repetitive tasks, but when things get unpredictable, it breaks down. It often performs poorly when faced with scenarios significantly different from its training data. So, have you ever tried a casual conversation with AI and it is completely misunderstood what you meant? That's because it doesn't know how to adapt to like humans do. So I know when I'm working on ideas and scripts, and if I overload it, I change my mind. I ask it for too many changes, for instance. It misunderstands my request quite often, and I'll have to start a new thread and simplify what I'm asking it. On a larger scale, self-driving cars work well with predictable roads, but they struggle with unpredictable human behaviour, like pedestrians suddenly running across the street. So AI works best when it knows the rules and it's super clear. And if something is unpredictable, human oversight is still very much needed. So in summary, what is AI really bad at? Common sense and understanding context, creativity and original thinking, emotional intelligence and empathy, ethical decision making, and handling unpredictability. These limitations highlight the complementary nature of AI and human intelligence, emphasizing the importance of responsible AI development and that human oversight of AI applications. So AI, it is amazing, but it has clear limitations, and knowing what AI is pretty bad at helps us to use it wisely and avoid frustration and make better decisions. If you would like to know what AI is really good at, this is your next one to watch. And hit subscribe for more easy to follow real-world AI insights. I'm Lisa Cawthorne. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.